Namaskar. Today we will learn about the Economics Chapter 1, The Story of Village Palampur. Palampur गांव की कहानी. So let's start the chapter. India is a village and agriculture country. In this chapter, we are taking an imaginary village named Palampur to understand the chapter. It is a village in Bulandshahr district in western UP. Agriculture is a main production in Palampur village. So, there are total 450 family in village in Palampur. 150 family does not have any land for agriculture. 240 families have less than 2 hectare land. There are 1/3 population belong to Dalit category or scheduled caste. There are total 60 families belong to higher caste and they are maximum landowner of the village. Let us know more about the story of village Palampur. Let's start. So, the basic infrastructural facility in Palampur: 1. System of road. 2nd, means of transport. 3rd, electricity. 4th, school. And 5th one is healthcare centers. System in roads well connected with the neighboring villages and towns. Means of transports like tanga, bull carts, bogies, motorcycle, jeep, tractors and trucks. Electricity connection in most of the house is available. Electricity powers all the tube wells in the field and it's used in various types of small businesses. There are 2 primary schools and 1 high schools available in Palampur village and 1 government primary health center and 1 private dispensary is also available in the village of Palampur. So, what are the activities in Palampur? So, we have to categorize in 2 category or activities. Like one is farming activities or also known as agriculture activities. Second one is non-farming activities. It is also known as non-agriculture activities. So, there are 2 category mentioned here. Farming or agriculture activities include agriculture and livestock. Headers. Non-farming activities include shopkeeping, transport services, dairy, small manufacturing units and computer centers. Now we have to talking about the organization of productions. So organization of production or factor of production we have to categorize in 4 parts. One is very important organization of production is land. Second one is labor. Third one is capital. And fourth one is human capital. It is also known as knowledge and entrepreneur. The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that people need. There are 4 requirements for production as we already mentioned previously: land, labor, capital and human capital. So they are the 4 requirements for production. These are as follow in detail. Number 1, land. The term land is used in wider sense. It does not mean only the surface of the soil, but also includes all those natural resources which are the free gifts of nature. Second important requirement is labor. The aggregate of all physical and mental efforts by the men used in creation of goods and services. Third one is capital. Capital is a man-made instrument of production, of any production. Capital may be divided into 2 parts. One is fixed capital and second one is working capital. Examples of fixed capitals are machinery, tools, railway, tractor, factories, etc. And working capital like raw material, when we purchased raw material for any production, and cash money or cash in hand, etc. Fourth, the important requirement of any production: human capital. Human capital is measure of skill, education, capacity and attributes of labor which influence their productive capacity and earning potential. So, here we have to complete land, labor, capital and human capital. Now, another term of the chapter is agriculture seasons in India. The agriculture crop year in India is from July to June. Agriculture seasons are classified into mainly three cropping seasons. Number one, rainy season, is it also known as Kharif. Second, winter season, known as Rabi. And summer season is Zaid. ठीक? Kharif, Rabi and Zaid means rainy season, winter season and summer season. There are three cropping seasons. Here mention is period also and crop, the example of crops. So rainy season, Kharif period is July to October and crop examples are jowar, bajra, rice, maize, cotton, sugarcane, tobacco, etc. Winter season means Rabi. October to March is a period of Rabi season. Examples of Rabi's crop are wheat, barley, gram, mustard, pulses, potato, etc. And Jayad means summer season. Period is March to June. An example of the Jayad crops are watermelon, tortoise, cucumber, leafy and other vegetables and flowering. Farming provide essential amenities like food for the people and food for the animals. It also provides the main source of raw material to the secondary sector. Secondary sector is also known as manufacturing industries. Agriculture practices carried out in India and ancient period. Traditional farming addresses to the traditional method of agriculture. On the other hand, modern farming experiments with the implementation of the advanced technology. The basic difference between traditional and modern farming are as follows. So, in the next slide, we will learn about the difference between the traditional farming method and modern farming method. Here it is. Traditional farming method and modern farming method. And we are categorized here on the basis of 5 bases like labor, seed, fertilizer, ploughing and harvesting and source of irrigation. In traditional farming, self and family are the labor, but in a modern farming, laborers hired. In traditional farming, traditional seeds were used, but in a modern farming, high yield variety which is known as HYV seeds used. Fertilizer. In traditional farming, cow dung and other natural manure used as fertilizer, but in a modern farming, chemical fertilizer and pesticides were used. Animals and bull carts used as ploughing in the traditional farming, but machinery, tractors and threshers is used in modern farming. Persian wheels were used by farmers to draw water from the well, canal and rainfall used in traditional farming, but in modern farming, tube well or pump set, canal, dams and tanks are used. The other very important point of the chapter, Green Revolution. The great increase in the production of wheat and rice in India in the 1960s period is known as Green Revolution. It could happen owing to the introduction of modern farming method in India, such as use of HYV seed means high yield variety seed, well developed irrigation system, use of pesticides and fertilizer and use farm machinery, etc. It is combinedly known as Green Revolution. This revolution increased a higher level of grains production in India. So, positive impact of green revolution is another very important point of the chapter. So, here in a 4 point, we describe about the positive impact of green revolution. Number 1, increase of agriculture production. After introduction of green revolution, agriculture production in India increased. Second, increase in employment opportunities. After green revolution, employment opportunity in India very increased, stating in the link between agriculture and industry. And fourth one is transformed the farmer as market oriented. Now we are in the last stage of the chapter's point, and here some other important points to remember. Number 1, first to try modern farming method in India. Farmer of Punjab, Haryana and Western UP were the first to try out the modern farming method in India. Second important point to remember is multiple cropping. What is multiple cropping? The multiple cropping is a practice of growing more than one crop on a same piece of land during one crop year. I repeat the sentence. Multiple cropping is the practice of growing more than one crop on a same piece of land during 1 year or one crop year. Third important point, measuring land. How to measure land in India? The standard unit of measuring land is hectare. And what is hectare? 1 hectare equal to 10,000 square meters. In the most part of India, the unit used of agriculture and measurement by farmers are bigha, bisa, geta, guntha, zarib, etc. So, student, this is the economics 9th class chapter. Hope you understand.